Welcome in, my beautiful builders, back to another episode of the Minecraft Survival Kingdom. In today's episode, we're going to be taking this space that's behind me and turning it into that. Let's get into it. So I'll be the first one to admit that I have a bit of an issue. You see, when it comes to video games, I don't like just having, enough items to get by or enough levels to get by whatever game I'm playing. No. I need lots and lots of stuff, right? I am a collector and I like building farms and leveling up and doing that to an extreme degree as well, which brings me down to the farming area. You see, in between episodes, I decided I needed a sugarcane farm, and, well, this monstrosity popped up. I think I got a little bit carried away, but I'm not done. This is literally just half of the sugarcane farm that I want to build today. So if we go ahead and just float down here, you guys can see this thing's pretty efficient. That was running for about 2 or 3 hours. Not too bad, but what I want to do is I want to take this guy and I want to build this entire other side with it as well. Yeah, like I said, I'm a bit excessive. Granted, you guys probably already knew that, considering I have a series where I'm building an entire kingdom in survival Minecraft, but, sometimes I like to remind you guys that, it's okay to be a little crazy. But before we get into building that other side, we're going to need some more materials, such as glass, some more light gray dye, which, by the way, you want to see something that makes me really mad in Minecraft? White tulip, light gray dye. This infuriates me. And anything else that we need, I think we'll just make it as we need it. So I went ahead and I've made this very first section of the farm, and this is actually just half of one module. So as you can see, I only made half of this here, and that's because I wanted a glass front so we could actually see what the farm is doing. But at the back, we actually have 2 modules. We have a set of pistons over there, and we have a set of pistons here that are back to back to these pistons. So if you go ahead and you just slice this in half, from here back is actually one module of the farm, and then from here forward is a half module of the farm. So this is a half module that I have built here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to build the full module. So here's what we're going to do. We're first going to take 2 blocks out from this line of dirt here, and we're just going to place in a piece of dirt just like that. This is going to be our first row of sugarcane. So from here, we're going to go back by 7 more. It's going to be a total of 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice and easy. Then we need a area for our water. So we're going to bring this back by 8 blocks as well. We're just going to bring this all the way back to where it's even with the dirt, just like so. And then we're going to do our other side of dirt and bring it all the way back as well. So this is where our channels are actually going to be. At the end of where our collection system is, which is just some hoppers going into a double chest, at the end of that, what we're going to have is a stair. Do I have a stair? I do not have a stair. Hold on. My stairs are here. Okay, so we're going to have a stair, and then we're just going to fill water here, and then we're going to fill water here, make an infinite water source, and we're just going to bring this all the way back. And then at the end, we can just cap this off for right now so our water isn't spilling out all over the place. Now, for this water channel, what we're going to do is we are going to take some slabs and we're going to waterlog them on the top side so that we're covering all of that water. Now, we can still go ahead and grab water from this. It's still an infinite water source under there. So we are good there. The next thing that we need to do is go ahead and add in our pistons. We're going to add them to the back of these guys, just like so they can go back to back. And then on this side, we're going to go up 1 block, over 1 block, so they will end up sitting right here, just like this. And we're going to go all the way down to the end of our dirt. Okay, so at the back, we're going to set up a block to stop the water from flowing out the back. And then in this area, we're going to need some sugarcane just to plant. So let's go ahead and grab this. And we're going to come all the way down with sugarcane like so. And sugarcane just like so. And then at the back, we're going to put water right here to flow all the way down. Now, the last part is probably the most important, iron bars. We're going to set iron bars for these pistons to push the sugarcane into. That way they fall straight down into the water stream below, and this piston doesn't push into this side, into this row, and this piston doesn't push onto this side, into this row. And everything should hit the iron bar and then fall down into the water stream. And then from this water stream, it'll just go over into this area. So we'll put some tough blocks. We'll put a water block right there. And then we just need some signs for that, those 2 blocks there. Do I have signs? I do. Look at me, already in my inventory. Boom, sign there. Boom, sign there. And then we need another water bucket. I'm out of water. Boom, boom, and then water right there. And we can go ahead, waterlog that block as well. Oh, no, it didn't spill. Perfect. But anyway, this is essentially how you build one of the modules. And then the next thing is the redstone. So let's go ahead and get on top here. And we're just going to place a block on top of all of our pistons, just like this. Do this on both sides. So we can go all the way down. And then here, what we're going to do is we're going to set an observer looking down at this sugarcane, or looking sideways at this sugarcane. So it's going to be like this. And then we're going to place this observer like that, a block on top of this observer, a block diagonally from that block. And then we just need redstone dust run across the top of these pistons, just like so. And then on the other side, we're going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to have a block facing into that sugarcane. We're going to go up, and then a block, and then block off to the side, redstone dust. And this time we're actually going to power both sides of pistons with our observer, just like that. So whenever this piece of sugarcane gets updated, because we're targeting the bottom sugarcane, these are actually going to fire off more often than normal, because it's not detecting whenever the sugarcane grows to the next level. It's actually checking the age of this sugarcane. This is a good and a bad thing. The bad part is that it actually fires off more often. However, if you're doing 2 modules back to back, like this is just a 1 module deep, but on this side, I have 2 modules back to back with some ice in between. In order to make this work better, it's actually better if it's detecting age rather than detecting growth. So this is how you build a module. In order to extend this thing at the back, what we do is we just remove all of this redstone, all of this, and instead we go with packed ice. So we just remove all this, and then here, what we do, boom, get rid of that for right now. We do boom, 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 out the back. And then we get some packed ice, boom, boom, boom. And then we get a stone pressure plate, and we put that on the middle block, just like so. We add our water back on the side of that stone pressure plate. Boom, that's going to run to the end. And then we just start our second module right here. So we're going to do the exact same thing over again. So it would be a dirt block here, just like so. And then here is once again going to be a stair. And we're going to redo the exact same thing over again. In fact, in order to make this a little easier on myself, I'm actually going to just boom, 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 and extend that a little bit. And now add this back, and then add my stone pressure plate back, just like so. That way I have something to work on. Add in my stair, and then bring this back another 8 blocks. And we're going to do the exact same thing at the other end with the observers and all that. That's all it is. It's super, super simple. So now this is what a full double module looks like. As you can see, the observers are still here at the back, and we have some redstone running just like we had. But what we have additionally is a repeater that extends the signal over to the first module. We have our packed ice with a stone pressure plate there. And then we also have some glass here on the sides, just to make sure that these pistons, when they push, they don't have any issues with pushing onto these ice blocks. So that should be nice and dandy. Now, I did forget my iron bars here, so let me just go ahead and place those in just so everything is ending up in the correct area. And I think we should be good to go, but I am stuck now. Okay, let's just break that, and then we'll just set this right back on top of that torch. There we go. And now all we have to do is stack this up. We need to extend this up to another level. And in order to do that, all we do is we come right on top of where our pistons are and put another 8. And then on top of these iron bars, we can add in our next section of water. So nice and easy, very easy to expand this thing because we can just stack them right on top of the other, and then water can go right here. We are going to need ice once again. Just a little bit of ice right there to hold in the water, and then we'll add in another pressure plate and so on and so forth. You get the idea. It's fairly simple. However, on this layer, what we're actually going to do is we're going to knock out the half slabs that we added down there. Once we get the water in place, we're going to knock out those half slabs, because if these guys fall through the water, that's okay. We're okay with it falling through the water and going down to the bottom sections because of how the water works. Sometimes they'll float, sometimes they will not float. It doesn't matter. We just want all of the items to make their way down. So that's really the only difference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to finish up building this entire second module. Why is that top layer? Uh-oh, I may have messed up on my on my other side here. This side. Why are you not firing? Oh, that's a problem. Yeah, I cut off my redstone line. Yeah, that'll do it. We're gonna have to trigger this guy. Hold on. Let's grab a bit of sugarcane and let's just boop. There we go. And now we should be able to place that back down. And I'll need to do it for this side as well. Just boom, boom. Perfect. Okay, so to fill in this area and not cut off my redstone, we'll just add a bit of glass there. Okay, that works. Perfect. Anyway, this is how you stack these guys up, by the way. They just fit one on top of the other. You have glass here. At the very top level, you can have bricks, but in between levels, you need to have the ice with the pressure plates. And as you can see, we removed those half slabs so that the water can flow in between levels nice and easy. Okay. Oh, yeah, I made a mistake there. I made a big time mistake with cutting off that wire. Okay, let me go and do my other side, and I'll show you guys what we have when we're done. And there we go. That is now the other side completed. So we have 2 full modules of sugarcane, and I've had this thing running for a little while now. And as you can see, this side is filling up very nicely, and this side is as well. We have a ton of sugarcane being produced here. And honestly, I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep it in the form of sugarcane. I may just go ahead and set up some auto crafters to turn this straight into paper. I don't think that there's any use for sugarcane that I can think of where I would need it in its raw form, right? I mean, I can't think of any off the top of my head. I think I want all of this to be turned into paper. The only other byproduct of sugarcane, I believe, is sugar. And I don't really use sugar that much in the game, other than to make some speed potions every now and then. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we should just go ahead and use auto crafters to turn this into paper here in the future. But for right now, I'm just going to craft it manually because I have another farm I want to make. And that farm is this guy. This is my melon and pumpkin farm. As you can tell, I already have one module built, but I want to build another module on the other side of our villager breeder. But this thing is super simple. All we have is some observers facing down at a melon or a pumpkin stem, and then we have some pistons on either side being powered by redstone that's pushing out the blocks when they grow, and then we have a minecart underneath that is picking up all of the items. And then what I did out here is I've actually separated out my pumpkins as well as my melons. I have my melons going through some auto crafters down here to automatically craft all of the melon slices into the melon blocks so that we don't have to do that by hand. Alrighty, so I'm now set up on the other side from the original melon farm, and I'm just going to quickly show you guys how this thing works. So what we have is a melon or pumpkin stem that we're going to place an observer looking down at, and we're going to do this for absolutely every single one of these plants to detect when the plants actually curve over and actually have something attached to them. Oh my goodness, these villagers are so stupid loud. Just be quiet. Alrighty, now that I have an observer on top of every stem, all we're going to do is we're going to jump down here with our elytra, if we can get it. There we go. And we're just going to place a piston facing down toward this dirt block like so. And we're going to do this for every single one of these openings between our observers. We're probably going to have to clear out some of these pumpkins and stuff. Alrighty, now back on top, we have something that looks like this. And what we're going to do is just place a piece of redstone dust on top of each and every one of the back of our observers like so. And then in between each of those redstone dust, we just have to put a solid block, and that will wire up all of our pistons. And now we just close this in with some glass. And then underneath, we just build an area for our tracks to go. Alrighty, so now that all of our tracks are in, the last thing that has to happen is we need to get all of our redstone in place. So what I have here is a powered rail on top with 2 hoppers going into a chest over there. So the first thing that we need to get in place is our hopper minecart unloader. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out of this hopper a comparator just like that. Then we're going to go into a block, and then we are going to go into a torch with another block on top of that torch with a redstone repeater pointing back toward this powered rail with a brick just like so. Now, if we put a hopper minecart on here and it collects all of our stuff just like so, and what should happen is the second that it returns, it should unload all of its materials into the chest over here, and then once it is empty, it will take off once again to do another pass and collect more items. So it's going to be a second. we had a lot of items just sitting up there from the farm because we hadn't had our collection system running. But the second that this thing is emptied, then it will take off again, or at least it should. Yep, there we go. Off again to collect up more stuff. And this would technically be a farm complete. We do have everything necessary to get our melons and our pumpkins. However, I would like to go ahead and do the same thing that we did on this side and add in a crafter that outputs the melon blocks rather than the melon slices. And the reason for this is we actually trade full melon blocks, not melon slices. So if we have something that goes ahead and compacts those down for us, that would be very, very nice. All right, so this circuit is a little bit more complicated. However, I'm going to try and walk you guys through doing one of these as well. So first things first, we're going to need a hopper that is pointed over into a block. And what we're going to do is we are going to have filler items right here in this hopper that's going to lock this hopper once it gives off a certain signal strength. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out with a redstone comparator just like this. And then we're going to have 2 blocks like so. And we're going to get 2 pieces of redstone. And then we're going to have to come down over just like so. And I need to get back up. This is going to be messy. This is why you never do redstone on camera, because it's a little messy to actually work around with. But there we go. We have a redstone dust coming down. And then we're just going to boop, boop, knock this block out, and then place a block here with a redstone torch on the side of it. And then we're going to have to do a little bit of pillaring up, and we're just going to do a redstone repeater pointing in like that. So this should be our full circuit done for our sorter. So we have our comparator, 2 dust, another dust, then it goes into a repeater that powers into this block. And on the other side of that block is a redstone torch. Now what we need to do is get our second hopper in, and this second hopper is going to be what actually outputs into our crafter. So I think we want our crafter, which we actually have right here. I think we want this guy, if this is where that chest is, we're going to want it right here, I believe. So Now we just put a hopper right there into that guy, and it should slowly, it's filling with pumpkins. That's because I have my filter set incorrectly. That would definitely do the trick. Boom, get all of these pumpkins out of here, and now this thing should start filling with melon slices. Melon slices there, and then here in just a second we should have our first melon slice come in. Yes. And now this crafter is filling up with melon slices. Perfect. Now we just need to get this guy to actually output into a chest its full melon blocks. So we can go ahead and put our chest there for it to output into. And if I remember this circuit correctly, what we're going to need to do is do a redstone comparator out like so. And then we're going to need another crafter. And for this crafter, we're going to disable every single space except for one. Then we're going to pay another comparator like that, flip this one over into subtract mode, and now we just need to get it to where we can power this crafter. So the way that I did that on the other side was I had a repeater coming out into, I think it's 2 redstone dust, and we're essentially going to do the exact same thing as we did over here, just a little bit longer, so that we have the opportunity to use 2 torches. So it's going to be 2 redstone dust out, and then into a thing like so. Boom. And then we need a repeater coming down from that into this direction, and then from here we're going to have a block with a redstone torch on the side of it, and then on this block here we're going to have another redstone torch on the side of that. And I just destroyed something, and I'm pretty sure I could not destroy that block. Yeah, I couldn't. So I messed up somewhere. I think I must have 1 extra block here. Yep, that's what it is. I went out by 2 and I only needed to come out by 1 block. Okay, that's a simple fix. I thought I really messed up there. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to come back up here and actually fix this how it's supposed to be. So remove this torch, put this back in place, put our comparator down, and now this time we're going to do this slightly differently. So pick up all of our stuff. We're going to come down over like that. And then this is where our comparator is going to go like that. And then again, this is the reason you don't do redstone on camera, because it always gets way messier than you originally think. And then this into a torch, and then that into, yes, right underneath our crafter. Boom. Perfect. And now the second that it gets exactly 9 blocks into here, into the crafter, this thing will pulse 1 time and output 1 melon. So right now we actually have a little bit of a backlog here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to help out our system. There we go. I'm going to throw back in these guys, and theoretically it should. There we go. Boom. Aha, nice. And that is this system done. We can go ahead and clean up some of these extra blocks that we don't need. But other than that, that is our entire crafter completed. And boy, is this place ever filling out now. It looks so cool in here with all of the new farm additions, with the sugarcane at the back and with the melon and pumpkin farms over to each side, and our villager breeder being dead smack in the center. I absolutely love it. And we still have, look at all this empty space. We still have all of this empty space below us that we could add even more farms. Also, we can always dig down more. We can just keep going down and adding in more catwalks and such. So this is really infinitely expandable for however many farms we want to add in here. The one thing that I am going to be a little concerned about in the future is going to be lag in this area with all of the redstone components firing off. But yeah, I don't really know a good way to fix that right now. I guess we will deal with that when we have to. But for right now, everything is looking absolutely amazing in here, and I love it. But anyway, that is going to be where we leave all for today. I do hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the video, as well as if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe. And in the next episode, if you made it to the end of this one, the next episode, we are going to release our seed so you guys can actually check out this world for yourself, as well as in the next episode, we are going to be doing our very first build, and I'm super excited about that. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a great day. Well, I feel like we got a lot done today. I really do. I feel like we nailed it. Two pretty mega sugarcane farms, as well as absolutely overkilling the melon and pumpkin farm. But hey, it'll make villager breeding and trading a whole lot easier. Hello. Shut that. Also, I'm tired of this being oxidized. It's kind of driving me nuts. I really need to get a bee farm set up.